In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college basketball games happening on February 12, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. St. John's versus Villanova. The St. John's Red Storm are set to face off against the Villanova Wildcats in what promises to be an exciting Big East showdown this Wednesday evening. The Red Storm are coming into this matchup riding high after securing a road victory against Connecticut in their most recent contest. Meanwhile, the Wildcats are also entering the game on a positive note, having earned a win against Xavier in their latest outing. Notably, these two teams have already met once this season, with St. John's emerging victorious with an 80-68 win over Villanova in their previous encounter last month. The St. John's Red Storm, boasting an impressive 21-3 record, will put their remarkable 10-game winning streak on the line when they travel to Philadelphia to take on the Villanova Wildcats, who currently sit at 14-10. This will be the second meeting between these conference rivals this season, with the first contest ending in a decisive 80-68 victory for St. John's at Madison Square Garden. Despite struggling from beyond the arc in that game, hitting fewer than 30% of their three-point attempts, the Red Storm were highly efficient offensively, scoring an impressive 1 point per possession. A major factor in their win was their overwhelming advantage at the free throw line, where they converted 29 of 39 attempts, while Villanova managed to make just 14 of 17 shots from the stripe. Additionally, St. John's controlled the rebounding battle and displayed a strong defensive effort, limiting the Wildcats to just 1 point per possession, which played a crucial role in securing the win. Defensively, St. John's continues to shine as one of the most formidable teams in the nation. According to KenPom rankings, the Red Storm currently hold the second-best adjusted defensive efficiency rating in the country. They also rank in the top 20 in multiple defensive categories, including effective field goal percentage, turnover rate, block rate, and steal rate. Their defensive dominance has been evident in recent games, as they have successfully held each of their last 8 opponents to fewer than 70 points in regulation. This defensive strength should once again give them an edge against Villanova, a team that has struggled when facing elite defensive opponents. In fact, the Wildcats hold a disappointing 2-8 straight-up record against top 100 defenses per KenPom, with their only victories in those matchups coming against Cincinnati and Xavier. Further highlighting their struggles, Villanova's offense ranks 360th in momentum per Haslametrics, while St. John's defense is among the top 30 in defensive momentum and sits in the 100th percentile in defensive rating over its last 5 contests, according to CBB Analytics. Another key factor in this matchup is the coaching disparity, as St. John's holds a significant coaching advantage over Villanova, which could play a pivotal role in determining the outcome of this game. The dominance of the St. John's Red Storm has been undeniable throughout the season. Riding a 10-game winning streak, they currently sit atop the Big East standings and have demonstrated their ability to perform at a high level both at home and on the road. Impressively, they have compiled a strong 5-1 record in away games, showcasing their ability to handle challenging environments. On the other hand, the Villanova Wildcats have been inconsistent, managing only a 2-3 record in their last 5 contests. Their inability to find consistency against top-tier teams in the Big East has been apparent, as they have suffered defeats against Creighton and Marquette, in addition to their earlier loss to St. John's. One of the primary reasons the Red Storm have found so much success this season is their elite defensive play. They currently allow just 88 points per 100 possessions, which ranks second in all of Division I. In contrast, Villanova's defense is considerably weaker, conceding 105 points per 100 possessions. The Wildcats have struggled against the top contenders in the Big East, as evidenced by their losses to the conference's elite teams. Given that St. John's already defeated them by double digits in their first meeting, the Red Storm will be confident heading into this rematch. Although the Villanova Wildcats have been a tough opponent to beat when playing at home, where they have compiled an 11-3 straight-up record, they face an uphill battle against a surging St. John's team. While Villanova's offense has the potential to make this game competitive, the biggest concern for them is the sheer consistency of St. John's. With 10 consecutive wins under their belt and a strong 5-1 straight-up record in road games, the Red Storm are firing on all cylinders at both ends of the floor. Their 12-point victory over Villanova last month is further evidence of their superiority in this matchup. Moreover, St. John's defensive unit has been particularly dominant, holding opponents to fewer than 70 points in 9 of their last 11 games. They have also been highly reliable against the spread, covering in 7 of their last 9 contests. Given the reasonable betting line, St. John's remains the logical choice, Johnny's or pass, so the St. John's Red Storm to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This will mark the second meeting of the season between these two teams, with St. John's securing a convincing 80-68 home victory in their previous matchup on January 11th. While Villanova's offense is undeniably potent, they will need to be efficient from three-point range in order to stay competitive. If they can knock down their perimeter shots at a high clip, they could force St. John's to adjust their approach and keep up with the scoring pace. Fortunately for the Red Storm, they thrive in an up-tempo style of play. They currently rank 53rd in adjusted tempo, averaging 69.9 possessions per 40 minutes. Given their fast-paced nature, there is a strong possibility that they will find themselves in a position where they need to push the tempo, particularly if they are trailing at any point in the game. Both teams have the offensive capability to reach the 70-point mark in this contest, and if they do, it should be more than enough to push the total over the projected number. Even with St. John's boasting one of the best defensive units in college basketball, the offensive firepower in this game points toward a higher scoring affair. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Iowa versus Rutgers. The Iowa Hawkeyes are set to go head-to-head with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in a pivotal Big Ten matchup on Wednesday evening. Both teams are looking to bounce back from recent losses as they aim to strengthen their standing in conference play. Iowa is coming off a tough home defeat against the Wisconsin Badgers on Saturday, where they struggled to find their rhythm on both ends of the court. Meanwhile, Rutgers also experienced disappointment over the weekend, falling to Maryland in a road matchup on Sunday. These teams faced each other just once last season, with Iowa emerging victorious in an 86-77 battle. The Hawkeyes will be eager to replicate that success, while the Scarlet Knights will be looking for redemption. The Iowa Hawkeyes have been struggling significantly in conference action, as their performance has taken a downturn over the past several weeks. They are currently in the midst of a 3-game losing streak and have failed to keep games within a competitive range, covering the spread in only 2 of their last 10 matchups. Their inability to consistently perform against the spread highlights their struggles against tougher opponents. On the other hand, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights have been much more competitive in recent outings, securing impressive wins against both Northwestern and a ranked Illinois squad within their last 4 games. These victories showcase their ability to rise to the occasion, especially against formidable opponents. Defensively, Rutgers holds a notable edge over Iowa, which could be a deciding factor in this contest. The Scarlet Knights have demonstrated stronger defensive efficiency, allowing only 103 points per 100 possessions compared to Iowa's 106 points per 100 possessions. This difference may not seem substantial at first glance, but in a tight conference battle, every defensive stop matters. Additionally, Iowa has been heavily reliant on its offense to win games, yet their scoring output has diminished in recent matchups. Within their last 4 contests, they managed to put up only 65 points against Ohio State and 63 points against Wisconsin, both well below their usual scoring standards. When these two teams met last season, Iowa secured a 9-point victory, covering the spread as -6.5-point favorites at home. However, the current version of the Hawkeyes is far from the dominant squad they once were. Their recent struggles have been glaring, as they have managed only 1 win in their last 7 games, and even that victory was by a razor-thin margin of just 1 point. The offensive firepower that once made Iowa a feared opponent has been noticeably absent during this rough stretch, with the team averaging only 73 points per game. In fact, they have failed to reach the 70-point mark in 4 of their last 7 outings. This trend could work in Rutgers' favor, despite the Scarlet Knights' own defensive inconsistencies. While Rutgers has not been as dominant on defense as in past seasons, they have still shown resilience, allowing an average of 75 points per game over their last 4 matchups. Most notably, they surrendered 173 points to number 23 Illinois, which happens to be the only Big Ten team averaging more points per game than Iowa. Additionally, the Hawkeyes have struggled to perform against the spread in road games, posting a dismal 1-4 against the spread record away from home. Meanwhile, Rutgers has been solid on its home court, covering the spread in 7 of 13 games. So the Rutgers Scarlet Knights to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This matchup carries a high projected total due to Iowa's offensive reputation, as the Hawkeyes still rank among the top 10 scoring teams in the nation. However, their recent offensive output does not align with their season-long statistics. Over their last 7 games, Iowa has averaged just 73 points per contest, a significant decline from their earlier numbers. Even more concerning, they have failed to reach 68 points in 3 of those matchups, signaling a clear offensive slowdown. This is a stark contrast to their earlier season form, in which they had only been held under 70 points once before this recent stretch. Rutgers, on the other hand, is not known for its offensive explosiveness, though they have had a few games where they have managed to light up the scoreboard. However, those performances have been sporadic and inconsistent, particularly in Big Ten play. In 6 of their last 11 conference games, they have been held to 74 points or fewer, making it difficult for them to contribute to a high-scoring affair. Historical trends between these two teams also suggest a lower scoring outcome, as 7 of their last 10 head-to-head meetings have resulted in a total combined score under 163 points. Given Iowa's recent scoring struggles and Rutgers' lack of offensive consistency, this matchup has a strong likelihood of staying under the projected total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Louisville versus NC State. The Louisville Cardinals, who have shown significant improvement this season, are looking to further cement their position as the second-best team in the Atlantic Coast Conference with a crucial road victory against the NC State Wolfpack. Coming into this matchup, the Cardinals hold an impressive overall record of 18 wins and 6 losses, standing alone in second place within the conference standings. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack, who made an impressive run to the Final Four just last season, have struggled to find their footing during the 2024 to 2025 campaign. Entering Wednesday night's game, NC State has managed just 9 wins against 14 losses, highlighting their inconsistency throughout the year. Despite the challenges the Wolfpack have faced this season, there are reasons to believe they can be competitive in certain matchups, and this game appears to be one of those situations. While their overall record is underwhelming, NC State has been relatively solid when playing on their home court, boasting a 9-5 straight-up record in home games. Notably, they have been resilient in defeat, as they have only lost one home game by more than 6 points. That lone significant home loss came at the hands of Clemson, a team that has been emerging as a dominant force this season, with the Wolfpack falling to them by a score of 68-58. Given these factors, even though NC State has not been particularly strong this year, there is value in backing them as an underdog, especially when they are receiving more than 2 full possessions on the spread. One of the key advantages for the Wolfpack is their ability to protect the basketball efficiently. They currently rank 11th in the entire country in turnovers per game, averaging just 8.9 giveaways per contest. If they can continue to take care of the ball and control the tempo, limiting Louisville's transition opportunities by not committing careless turnovers, NC State should have a solid chance to remain competitive in this game. So the NC State Wolfpack to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Louisville has established itself as one of the more potent offensive teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference this season, regularly putting up high point totals. However, despite their scoring prowess, an interesting trend has emerged. 3 of their last 4 games have gone under the projected total. This shift can largely be attributed to their growing emphasis on defensive play. The Cardinals have made noticeable improvements on that end of the floor, now ranking 6th in the conference in points allowed per game. Additionally, they have climbed to an impressive 34th in the nation in defensive efficiency, showing a commitment to limiting opponents' scoring opportunities. Meanwhile, NC State has struggled offensively throughout the season, ranking just 17th in the Atlantic Coast Conference in points per game. Their inability to consistently put up high point totals has led to them falling short of the projected total in 4 of their last 6 games. A key factor contributing to their offensive struggles is their slow style of play, as the Wolfpack ranked 320th nationally in pace of play, meaning they operate at one of the slowest tempos in all of college basketball. This slow tempo is a crucial element to consider when evaluating the total for this matchup. NC State thrives when they can control the pace, and fortunately for them, that is their natural style of play. Statistically, they rank 321st in adjusted tempo, averaging just 64.3 possessions per 40 minutes. Louisville, while playing at a slightly quicker pace, is still not an up-tempo team by any means, ranking 112th in the same category with an average of 68.5 possessions per 40 minutes. This indicates that neither team is in a particular rush to push the ball up the floor. Furthermore, both teams struggle with shooting efficiency, which further supports the case for a lower scoring game. Both squads rank 210th or worse in overall field goal percentage, and their shooting woes extend beyond the arc as well, with both teams sitting at 278th or lower in three-point shooting efficiency. Given these factors and the defensive emphasis of both teams, it would not be surprising if this game ends up being played in the mid-60 seconds in terms of total points scored. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Xavier versus Providence. It will be an exciting Big East showdown on the hardwood as the Xavier Musketeers make the journey to the Ocean State to face off against the Providence Friars on Wednesday night. Xavier enters this matchup following a tough 80-68 road loss against Villanova in their most recent game on Sunday afternoon. In that contest, they were unable to cover the spread as a 2.5-point underdog. Meanwhile, Providence is coming off a heartbreaking 82-81 road loss to Butler in their last game on Saturday, though they managed to cover the spread as a 4.5-point underdog. Historically, the all-time series between these two teams has been closely contested, with Xavier holding a slight edge at 12-11. However, in their most recent meeting, which took place on February 21, 2024, the Friars managed to secure a narrow 79-75 home victory over the Musketeers. Both teams have faced their fair share of struggles in recent weeks. Xavier has alternated between wins and losses in their last 6 games, failing to establish consistent momentum. Providence, on the other hand, has found itself in an even tougher spot, dropping 5 of its last 7 games. A major blow for the Friars has been the absence of Hopkins, who was only able to play in 3 games before suffering a season-ending injury for the 2nd consecutive year. His absence has significantly impacted the team's performance, especially on the offensive end. In contrast, Xavier enters this contest in relatively good health, with their leader, Zach Fremantle, serving as a steady force for the team. The Friars have struggled to generate offensive production this season, and that issue is likely to be exacerbated by their difficulties in defending a well-rounded Xavier squad. The Musketeers have been highly efficient from beyond the arc and have consistently performed well at the free throw line, which could prove to be a major advantage in this matchup. This game is shaping up to be another tightly contested battle in the Big East. But the ultimate difference maker will likely be the ability to hit clutch shots when it matters most. Xavier possesses the only true star player on the court in Zach Fremantle, who has been a key playmaker throughout the season. Meanwhile, Providence has been forced to navigate the remainder of the season without their best player due to injury, and this has resulted in a noticeable decline in their offensive efficiency during conference play. The Friars currently rank an unimpressive 249th in scoring and 222nd in field goal percentage, highlighting their ongoing struggles on offense. Additionally, Xavier's defense has been strong enough to slow down the already inconsistent Providence attack. The Musketeers have also been lethal from beyond the arc, ranking as the 17th best three-point shooting team in the nation. So the Xavier Musketeers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Looking at the total points for this matchup, the under has hit in 13 out of 24 Xavier games this season, with an overall record of 13 to 10 to 1. When playing at home, Xavier has seen the under hit in 6 of their 12 games, with a record of 6 to 5 to 1. On the other side, Providence has been plagued by offensive struggles, ranking near the bottom in points per game. This lack of offensive firepower suggests that this game is unlikely to be a high-scoring affair. Furthermore, the pace of play is expected to be relatively slow. According to Ken Palm rankings, Providence is currently 241st in adjusted tempo, indicating that they prefer a deliberate and methodical style of play. Xavier, while slightly faster, is still only ranked 124th in the nation in tempo. Given these factors, it is likely that the game will be played at a slow, grinding pace, limiting the number of scoring opportunities for both teams. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.